Hi, I'm Kim Roxie, Kimroxie.
And I'm Kiné, Kine. There's an accent over the E.
Perfect. So we're here, and just to kind of revisit a conversation that we've started, that I think is
Yes,
really, really important. As women, and
absolutely.
yeah, and as friends, we talk about a lot of different stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of different stuff.
And I think lately we've had a lot more to talk about just in growth and evolution and as our lives have been
Hmm.
evolving.
Hmm.
The last conversation we had was a phenomenal conversation on serving and how nobody wants to ask the question, how may I serve? Because they don't want to be vulnerable and they don't want to be used.
Hmm.
And that's may not be the right way to look at it.
Yeah, and actually, how may I serve is probably the way that most could approach work. And I think that, at the end of the day, the people who love their job and who say they had a really good time, they really kind of look at it that way. I
Yep.
just had a waitress recently at a restaurant, and she just kept saying, "I just love my job," and the way that she served was just amazing. And
Wow.
so it's just about those little things, and wherever you are in your life, whatever you're tackling that day, I just believe to kind of have that good attitude about how can I serve? How may I serve? It's really a good question to ask yourself and to really build upon. And it ends up where it ends up benefiting you. Because sometimes when
Yes.
you think about serving, you're like, is this just for the other person?
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it's for yourself as well. So, my question to you is, how may I serve? Is our question. And then I'm asking, how may I serve myself?
Yeah. Because when you think of how may I serve, you're always thinking that's outward.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else must benefit from this service that you're
Mm-hmm.
giving. But like they say on the airplane, if you don't put on your mask first before assisting others, then how can you help anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to serve yourself first. And self care is a big part of what I do as a coach. I coach my clients through taking care of themselves because self care is what makes you stronger. It's what makes you capable of everything else you do. Because when you're tired, when you're burnt out, then you can't help anybody else. You can't even help yourself. So you got to get through that burnout. And the way you get through that burnout is to start putting something back. So really figuring out what's important to you, what makes you feel good. I have my clients write down a list of things that they like to do. Like just write down a list of things you like to do, not when you're burnt out,
Mm-hmm.
but when you're in good spirits. And so if you write down that list, when you do start to feel that burnout
Mm-hmm.
and okay, it's time for me to serve myself,
Mm-hmm.
then you go right to that list and you just pick something. Okay, yeah, arcade video games. Let me go have some fun. And, that's really what I suggest.
And you know what? I want to make this a little bit more personal
Okay.
because I believe that
You're right.
sometimes, we could talk at things or others, but even for ourselves, when we were talking just the other day, just kind of having girlfriend time, you gave me a really phenomenal testimony on how you served yourself of taking care of a personal thing that a lot of people across the world got to see. But how
Yes.
did that change your life to be able to now be able to serve others so in the capacity that you've been able to?
So for me,
And tell people what that was. If you
so
have.
I was on a show called Extreme Makeover, and I made the decision to have plastic surgery or reconstructive surgery on my lips. And it was a tough decision to make because I had become known as the girl with the lips. And so if that was my namesake, I wasn't going to be known for that anymore. So I was about to change my life. And it seemed like it was a quick decision because it's like the show is saying, you're going to be on the air. Do you want to do this?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And you had a little, and when she says lips, just so everybody can
Mm-hmm.
understand, you had like some extra tissue on
Yeah,
the
they
lip.
called it redundant tissue. So
Okay.
I had that redundant tissue removed.
Mm-hmm.
And in having that redundant tissue removed, it changed my life from accepting yourself
Mm-hmm.
to keep the best of you, do the rest of you.
Uh-huh.
And then that propelled me like into greater things.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to walk in a room and try to prove myself and be phenomenal with every word I said.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me relax is what it did.
Yeah. And so being in that place where, because how old were you when you did that?
I was 29.
You're 29
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
at a great time where we're like trying to figure ourselves out.
Yes,
And
exactly.
we are still starting to get very serious. So
Mm-hmm.
we've tried different things. So at that time to go under a different look that would be more pleasing in your sight.
Yeah.
And to be able to have that opportunity to be on that show and then later on be on Oprah and all that kind of good stuff.
Exactly.
But then really get the whole world to know about who you are, and then you were speaking in front of others. I mean, all that kind of propels you into being the great coach that you are now.
Exactly. It did. And I think my surgeon said it best. He said it was distracting from your beauty. But it wasn't just distracting from my beauty. It was distracting from a lot of things in my life.
In
so,
self.
yeah, exactly, from myself.
Yeah. So now you're on your road. So
Yes.
how may I serve myself? How may you serve yourself?
Ask yourself that question.